So you have developed this beautiful treatment plan for your hospice patient. You've given them all the supplies and equipment they need to carry it out. You've educated the patient and the caregiver on how to do it. And you are so excited when you go back to see them a couple days later to see how great your treatment plan worked. And you walk in the house and they didn't do it at all. The metaphorical lid is still on the box. Like they didn't do it at all. Like, oh my gosh, what do you do? Hey y'all, I'm Shelly. I do tips for hospice nurses. Today I'm talking about hospice patient noncompliance. This is probably the number one thing that is, as nurses, this is so difficult for us to deal with. Because most of us hospice nurses worked in the hospital before, and we're used to having control. Before I became a hospice nurse, I did ICU and ER for 10 years. So I had worked in those environments where I had complete control over everything that went on. But as a hospice nurse, it is the opposite. Our patients have complete control over everything that goes on. And that's the reason they go on hospice. So what do we do in these cases of noncompliance? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to seek to understand why they didn't do it. And notice I say seek to understand, not why didn't you do it. If you go in with a mindset of seeking to understand, you'll approach the patient on a level that is more open to them and where they're going to be more open to you. If I go in saying, well, why didn't you do that? I kind of come across as judgmental and kind of like mean mommy. We don't want to do that. So just seek to understand, because a lot of times there are very simple reasons that they didn't do it. It could be they didn't understand, they were afraid. That a lot of times that's the one. They just forgot what we taught them to do. Maybe they have some spiritual belief or something that prevents them from actually doing it. There's a lot of reasons. So figure out, first of all, why they didn't do it. And if that can be changed, then change it. That's easy. That's an easy fix. But more often than not, when we seek to understand why they didn't do it, the answer is, I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. I just don't want to do it. And so at that point, I will say, well, is there anything that you can think of that I can do that will make it easier for you to do it, or that will make you want to do it? And if they still say, no, not really, I just don't feel like it, then okay, then we accept that, because it is their choice. That is their choice to do it or not do it. And I will say that everybody, myself included, and every single one of you guys watching this video right now, we all do things we know aren't good for us. Sometimes we smoke or drink, we eat unhealthy food, we don't get up and exercise when we know we're supposed to, we drive too fast, we do stuff we know is not good for us, because we're fully functioning independent adults, and that is our right to do that. Our hospice patients have that same right, and we need to remember that. Don't judge them. Don't be condescending towards them. Don't make them feel bad for choosing to not carry out a treatment plan that we want them to carry out. Now, having said that, as a nurse, you must document to protect yourself. And so I will tell my patient, hey, I fully respect that. You absolutely don't have to do it. But as a nurse, I am required to tell you what the outcome could be. And so every single time I see you, we're going to have this discussion. But just know that I'm not judging you or condescending to you. You can do whatever you want to do. But I do have to have this conversation every time I come in, because I have to be able to accurately document that. And then I will document patient educated on potential outcome, or whatever it is, the thing you think is going to happen or might happen of not doing this. And patient and caregiver verbalized understanding and agreement and stated they are okay with that outcome, that they do not want to do this treatment. And I will just document that every single time I go. And that's it. So it sounds simple. Again, though, it is a mind shift. So if you are new to hospice nursing, be kind to yourself. It does take a while to get used to it, because that was probably one of the things I struggled with the most when I first became a hospice nurse. Don't be judgmental. Don't be condescending. Treat your patient with respect and dignity. Allow them to make their own decisions. The only time that I will do something more is if it's a patient that is debilitated, that is mentally debilitated, they have dementia or something else that prevents them from being able to make good, solid, informed decisions, and the caregiver is not doing the care. Then we're going to have a different conversation. First, I'm going to ask, again, seek to understand why they didn't do the care. Maybe it's something simple. Make the adjustments so that they can do it. But if it's, again, just refusing to do it, then I'm probably going to talk to the doctor, the social worker, get them involved, possibly involve APS. But that is the only time. The rest of the time, I'm going to treat my patient with the respect and the dignity that I want to be treated with, and let them make their own decisions. So I hope this tip was helpful. If there's anything you want me to talk about, please let me know. I'd love to share it here. And y'all remember, if we work together, we can change our world. And y'all be safe out there, and I love you guys.